Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Resident Evil 2 playthrough on BrainScratch Commentaries. Look, I sound so professional now. But yeah, we're dealing with Mr. X this part, which is the part.
Yay!
So, yeah, X is gonna give it to you, etc., etc. But,
Best mod.
I think the best mod is actually the one that turns Mr. X into Thomas the fucking Tank Engine. But,
Oh no. The best one I've seen lately is the one where they took the San Andreas meme, made the character CJ, and then they made the Mr. X. Oh crap, what's his name?
The big dude. I know who you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. They
but
made it the
forgot his
big guy.
name.
I can't remember his name, and it's hilarious.
Aw, shit.
Because it's all shit. Here we go again.
Oh man, this part's gonna come up 4 months from now, and nobody's gonna remember that meme anymore.
fun fact, this ladder will not break as Claire, but it will as Leon.
Wow, Leon's fat.
You calling me fat?
Yes.
Well, he's also decked out in riot gear too, which I imagine puts on some extra weight in it by itself. In any
Let me just take off my weighted training clothes then.
in any case, one of the pipes for the water tank is broken, so you actually need to go down to the bottom here and redirect it. But let's pick up some items here because I don't want to have to deal with that while I'm being chased by Mr. X. Sheesh. The helicopter was in the original game, but it actually blocked the door to Brian Irons' office, rather than some random hallway over here. I think it's still like in the same place relative to where it would be in the original game, but there's no heliport here, which confuses me. Like,
I think it was more that something was flying over looking for like survivors or something in this version.
yeah, but there's no.
Or at the very least dropping off,
But there's no heliport in the police station, so where?
Well, I mean, they rappel down, I guess.
Where did the helicopters take off from in Resident Evil 1? Eh?
Hmm.
See, am I the only one keeping track of this stuff? Probably.
Yes.
Yes.
But there was a heliport in the original game's police station because this police station had helicopters.
Yeah.
So they needed a place to take off from. Where did the stars take off from here? Maybe there's a heliport like in a yard somewhere to the side of the police station that you just don't access here. That would be cool. In fact, Resident Evil 3 remake can totally,
Did you just call it the remake? Did you make
well, yeah,
that up?
it's better than what the internet is calling it, which is remake with the E replaced by a 3. Okay.
Oh god, I hate that. All right.
Yeah, so Resident Evil 3 remake can
God's
show us
sakes,
that
guys.
yard. Resident Evil 3 remake.
Hey,
can
big
show,
guy.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
This was the best twist I felt in
For
the remake.
the best thing for old players.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's also the same place in the original game where Mr. X would first appear in the B scenario. So.
But you're playing A
There we
scenario.
go.
You're not thinking that.
Yeah. in the original game, Mr. X was A scenario, was B scenario only. I should say. It was also the B scenario final boss, as opposed to Leon final boss, like he is in this version. So, yeah.
So yeah, Mr. X, he's been souped up considerably.
He's basically
To put it
he's
mildly.
basically a slower nemesis with no rocket launcher, which
Yeah.
is enough of a challenge to deal with. to be honest, I can't wait until 3 make because when 3 make happens, we're gonna have to deal with this. Except he's gonna run, so
and it'll have a long distance weapon.
yeah, occasionally. The thing about the rocket launcher with Nemesis is that he only had it occasionally, like seemingly at random, and when he ran out of ammo, he'd throw it away. But then he would just have it again later. You never knew exactly where Nemesis was going to pop up next, and you never knew whether or not he was going to have that fucking rocket launcher. So there was uncertainty as to where he'd show up, and there was uncertainty as to how much of a threat he'd be when he'd get there. Nemesis was so good. I mean, not the game, the character. I like Nemesis, the
The
character.
idea, the
Yeah,
character.
I'm not
Yeah.
as big a fan of the game as a whole, but that's more because I like the Metroidvania police station mansion approach to things more than I like the eclectic semi-linear design. Anyway,
Honestly, the thing that got me most about X is that he walks into the main area.
you know that hallway I mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, so
One of the worst, one of the hardest parts of the game if you didn't prepare ahead of time.
yeah, I already boarded up all the windows here. If you didn't board up the windows, zombies will be pouring in. But see, you notice I'm walking? That's because there are lickers in these hallways.
And you had Mr. X chasing you.
Yeah, Mr. X is chasing you. So before you go down this hallway, you want to lose Mr. X first of all. Fortunately, being quiet will also make it harder for Mr. X to figure out where you are. So if you've already lost Mr. X, he shouldn't find you before you're done with this hallway. But yeah.
I had a healing item to spare, but I was not fortunate enough to prepare this area beforehand, and I had to deal with both the Lickers and Mr. X. But you know, what can you do other than bum rush away to the hallway at that point? I got the danger status, of course, but again, I had a healing item to spare.
There is an additional scare over here, where zombies will try to grab you through some boarded up windows directly across the door into the briefing room. That scare was in the original game, so kudos to them for re-including it here. Anyway, we got the jack.
What a tool!
We got the jack for the.
I don't see obnoxious YouTuber's face.
Which one?
Yeah,
For some reason, Mr. X
pulling from a
always
very
finds
large
me in
pool.
this room. Damn it.
It might be a scripted moment.
It might be, but damn it. Ugh.
I am not interested in anything you're selling.
Oh yeah, there's liquors here too,
Oh,
so
boy.
beeline it for the closest door. I mean, you don't want to slow to a walk, but you know, if you know the terrain, sometimes you can just zip from one door to another before the liquor has a chance to pounce at you. It's a dangerous game to play, but it's more reliable than you'd think.
I too like to live dangerously.
It's funny because a lot of the time in this game, dealing with the zombies and running past monsters reads a lot like the novels Perry wrote, except for the part where in Perry's novel, headshots always worked. In fact, zombies dropped like very, very quickly to headshots. Here, not so much. Hi. Yeah,
You're still doing the worm?
still doing the worm. And that's the last diamond door, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, there's
Yeah,
that
it is.
beautiful check mark.
A red chuck.
I cosmically know that this key is not worth keeping any longer.
Call it a hunch.
Although the doors do mark themselves as belonging to certain keys on your map, so you do have an idea of which keys need what. I'm just gonna make myself some gun gun bullets. Yeah, gun bullets.
Beep beep boop boop.
As opposed to
As
sword
opposed-
bullets. As opposed to sword bullets, which you know is a differentiation worth making in this era of gunblades.
Just guess until you get it right.
I'm not guessing. I'm actually trying to do this properly.
Got to use logic and reasoning.
I just guess
You're-
until I
you're-
get it right.
You're given a clue on a file here, right? For this puzzle.
Oh no, it's a randomized ordering puzzle. Every time you do this, it's going to be a different solution. But it's basically
Yeah.
just figure out what buttons turn on which lights, and then turn them on in counterclockwise order.
Oh,
So,
okay.
It's
Alright.
it's a very simple puzzle. Sometimes they'll take you a long time just because you had bad luck on which buttons you press, but other times it'll be over in a snap. And I love these kind of puzzles, so you know, I'm not complaining. Do I hear him outside? I think I hear him outside.
Yes.
God
Yep.
damn it.
The thing is, the thing about X is that he'll never enter certain rooms.
Yeah, but this is not one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, timing.
Wait. So, hey, bitch, what you say?
The Star's office next door is one of them. Ooh, God.
Ow.
Oh, yeah.
My God, man.
He threw me.
You know, I gotta love how he's generous enough to leave you alone. You know, get you back on your feet, so you can run away.
If you're gonna run down a long hallway with a liquor on your tail, oh, by the way, the Star's office is another room he won't go into. If you're gonna run down a long hallway with a liquor on your tail, here's a tip: weave back and forth. Sometimes it'll just jump right past you, and then it takes a few seconds for it to regain its balance for another attack. So, anyway, yeah, the USB.
Good old 1998 USBs.
The Stars badge / USB dongle key is a key to open the way to 2 weapons lockers. First, this locker over here, which contains the SMG for
Yeah, I stupidly left it here my first run.
yeah.
And then had to come up and
Same.
get it.
The SMG for Claire and the Magnum Lightning Hawk for Leon.
Boss killer for Leon.
Oh yeah, yeah. Claire does get a Magnum-ish kind of thing, and Leon does get an SMG-ish kind of thing, but they both get the better version of their own respective weapon. So you get a little you get versatility as both characters, but you don't necessarily want to use
I love this letter. How do you do, fellow Stars members?
to my bestest stars.
Who
but
wrote the? Who do you think who wrote this?
Chris
letter? It's
did.
supposed to be
No,
masquerading
Chris
it. Was
did.
it
Chris
Wesker?
did. This is
Was
coded.
it
Look,
Kristen?
Barry, don't even think of coming and join me. Wouldn't want to make all the cute girls cry. Yeah, he's saying, think of your wife and daughters. He's saying, think of your wife and daughters and don't follow me. And then he tells Jill to keep an eye on Claire, or let Claire know that she's okay, which is why Jill is there for Resident Evil 3. It's genius. In the original game, Chris just had a diary that blithely wrote out like the events of Resident Evil 1. It was an expedition dump, but it was also kind of stupid. It's like, okay, you want Umbrella to know you're
don't
invested.
believe that Chris is bright enough to write a coded letter like that. Let's
Well-
be real here. He probably had someone write that for him.
It was
Maybe,
probably Jill.
maybe. But the point is that the letter is playing up the idea that he's on vacation, and he told Marvin that he's on vacation too, which is why Marvin wasn't able to give you the same expedition dump that he did in the original game. So Stars in general is playing it a bit smarter this time, rather than shouting the truth on the rooftops like they were doing in the PS1 games. Like it's no wonder no one believed them.
So he deliberately played up the hamminess to cover their tracks, basically.
Yeah, yeah. You know how they're just telling everyone what happened in the books played out. In the second novel, one of the between game novels, the game opens with Umbrella mercenaries shooting up Barry's house while they're all inside. So yeah, not the best plan.
Could have gone better, I admit. There were some kinks, but I think next time we'll be able to tell the world about the pharmaceutical company's zombie conspiracy, and they'll really believe us.
Yeah, so in this version of events, Chris is playing it smart. He goes to Europe on vacation as a cover story so that he can investigate Umbrella's international headquarters and see what he can find out. Try to get some real evidence to nail Umbrella for their crimes before leveling a charge, which is, what you're supposed to do in any kind of legal proceeding.
Well, maybe if they hadn't blown up the mansion... Oh, wait, no, that was Wesker's fault. Never mind.
Wesker triggers it in the Jill scenario, and Rebecca triggers it in the Chris scenario because they want to destroy the contaminant before it can spread to the city.
Yeah, I think killing the zombies/tyrants is more important than finding evidence
Yeah,
at that point.
it bought Raccoon City a few months because the people summarize the story sometimes as the infection from the mansion spreading to the city. Not actually true. William Birkin broke open a T-virus vial in the sewers while he was rampaging around his G-Birkin, and some rats lapped it up and spread it to the city. So it was a different biohazard outbreak. That just happened to happen next door to the first one.
I mean, that's a coincidence.
But it's just more reason to take down Umbrella because, like, damn, you can't trust these fuckers not to fuck up twice within the same year. That's a bad track record for biohazard care.
All you had to do was not cause a viral outbreak in the same town twice in 1 year. Is that too much to ask?
All right, but Nick, if you do this again, all right, we're gonna have some real problems, okay?
3 months later, God damn it, Umbrella.
But I really like that we have Remake 1 and Remake 2 now, because we do have like a version of the Umbrella story arc that we can take somewhat seriously now. Like, their fuck-ups seem like more of a serious problem than just something to laugh at, is what I'm saying.
Now, the question is, will they be able to continue that with Code Veronica, or no?
No.
I'm not expecting a Code Veronica remake, but by God, that game needs a remake.
I would not mind a Code Veronica remake.
It needs one. It could seriously benefit from one. It's one out of the original 4 games. It is one of the ones that has aged the worst.
Yeah, it's also a perfect excuse to bring Wesker back.
Although what bothers me is that, like, on the PS4, the version you're getting is the PS2 version and not the HD remaster, which in this case is a pretty big deal because the HD remaster of Code Veronica did improve the graphics and the ambience quite a lot, and gave everything proper shadows. That's important too.
I'm impressed. You didn't have to go look at the locker number to remember which ones you needed.
I'd probably just type in every number. And
Well,
open
it's
every
like
single
I-
locker. Just
That's
in
what I
case.
did.
Well, it's like I know which key I just put in, so I just put
Yeah,
in
there,
all
so it has to.
all the combinations that belong to that key.
Fanny pack.
Oh man, I have like 6 of these now.
I have so many fannies.
Why don't we have to put
what-
the fanny pack into a slot
You know,
in our
it's
inventory?
just one
though?
of those like you look at the locker,
I'm
there's, like,
sorry.
flame rounds, bullets, knife. Oh, backpack.
I'm just remembering this like hilarious little byplay in Jared's playthrough between him and his editor. What he was talking about, like the excess number of fanny packs that Claire was carrying around. He said Claire has white girl ass, and the editor just puts in text at that moment like, "OMG, Claire's ass is cute and perky." It's like, like
To be a bit real about the game, though, there's very little as satisfying in a game as getting an upgrade to like inventory and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really big deal in this sort of game.
yeah, and in hardcore mode you like get like I think maybe half as many inventory upgrades, so it gets harder on that front too. I actually prefer that as a difficulty thing instead of just making every enemy a goddamn bullet sponge or every boss a mega boss that can kill you within 2 seconds.
Man, it's a great thing you can't run.
I
Well,
don't
you-
need a
you probably
newspaper.
could. Let's
Maybe
be
the-
real here.
Maybe the reason we can't sprint is because we're carrying around too many fanny packs.
Maybe.
Now, I didn't realize that I could push more than one of these goddamn things until I was doing
I don't
Yeah.
think anybody did until like a month later.
until halfway
So
until halfway through the recording when I was doing the Leon scenario. So I'm not doing it here, but I will do it as Leon.
I found out through a speed run.
yeah,
You
it's
guys
like wait, you
have
can
never
do that.
been to a library
Fuck.
before. Jesus Christ.
You know, it
I haven't. Well,
It's-
Well, no,
I've been
it's
in the
it's not so
library
much
for
the
20
fact that
years.
you can. It's more a matter of that one alone looks ridiculously heavy to move.
yeah, it did kinda. But on the other hand, you did have ample opportunity to test this out before Mr. X was triggered. So it's one of those cases. This game has odd cases where people just don't think to try things, and they get a little bit too comfortable with what they think they know they can do before they actually.
Well,
test
in my
it.
case, it was because I'm just off playing the original, and in the original, these shells were locked behind a mechanism that you had to move with pressing buttons.
Where's Mr. X?
I'm
Where's Mr. X?
uh,
Mr. X,
no,
where?
no,
Oh,
no, okay, no, he's
going
getting his
back
cardio
up the
in.
stairs.
Leave him alone.
He's
back
going.
up
He's
the
going off to
fucking-
organize his robot tournament.
He's going back up the stairs. He's going back up the stairs. Mr. X, down here.
This was also one of my favorite reactions to this, because they climb down the ladder, and X is up there. It's like, yeah, you can't get me now. He just jumps down and smacks him in the face, and the guy just freaks out.
So can you kill him?
You can stun him, but you cannot kill him.
Stun.
Yeah, you can start. Oh, I almost walked directly into that zombie's face, which would not have gone well. He will bite your legs off. I'm not kidding. If the zombies can't grab you, they'll just Pac-Man you. Mr. X. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm just gonna wait until he comes this way and then go.
Honestly, I think climbing the ladder for him is an animation lock, so you could have pushed the bookshelves.
Yeah, but
and he'd still
then
be
he'd
climbing
turn
the ladder.
around and
And
jump
jump down.
down.
Well, he's already seen you now, so why not? Hey, goddamn, move this bookshelf. Mr. X, can you give me a lift? Ah!
The bookshelves in the
Hey,
original
good job
game.
solving that puzzle.
The bookshelves in the original game were this obtuse puzzle where you had to like match the bookshelves up to this painting in the background, and it took like 2 moves, so it was really simple to solve. It's just it was obtuse in the sense that like, why is this here? This probably took like several $1,000s for Chief Irons to set up. Why did you do this? There's no way you could have set the library up for this without someone seeing you do it. Yeah, the backstory behind Brian Irons setting this stuff up was never. Oh Jesus! Fuck. A pro tip: you can't use defensive items when you get grabbed from behind. So now you know.
This is stupid. Stupid. I
The
hate
clock
it.
tower is also another room Mr. X will not follow you into. So
Yeah, it's way too narrow, and there's only one way out. So
that too. But I think they just didn't want you being interrupted during the puzzle.
yeah.
Because not being able to solve puzzles because you're being
Oh,
chased
wait.
by the by the almighty
One of the
Rubish
okay,
meshes.
oh wait, no, that was just a light trick. For a second, I thought that the game didn't spawn one of the floors, and I was gonna laugh at that, but it was just my eyes playing with
Oh
me.
yeah, the lighting engine in this game is pretty damn good. Resi 7 had a flashlight as well, but since you were in first person, it just looked like your view was unreasonably clouded at times. Here, the flashlight is in a third person perspective is actually quite a lot more effective because the flashlight points in the direction that your body's pointing. It sways left and right with your character animations. It's really good. I like
It's
it.
like one of the only good flashlights I've seen in games, because there are so many games where the flashlight is practically useless.
Yeah, well, flashlights are a big Silent Hill thing. But in Silent Hill, you always have this, for some reason, all your characters have this convenient chest flashlight. It's like, okay, they just sell these at any old stop and rob, do they? Okay, sure.
I mean, they're probably pretty easy to get in real life. It's just nobody's gonna buy that kind, unless you're a big old dork. Yeah, I
Also-
said it. Come at me, bro.
It also means you have to have some kind of shirt with a pocket on the front, you know? So
Oh
that you
yeah, exactly. Big old
Or,
dork.
or your Doom guy with a third arm coming out of your chest.
I thought the gun was his third arm.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Although Doom and flashlights have a troubled relationship because the original
Doom 3, anyone?
Yeah, the original Doom 3 had you have to switch out like a weapon for a flashlight, and the environments were pretty dark.
It was so stupid.
It was inconvenient as hell. Doom BFG edition thankfully changed this so that you had like a flashlight strapped onto your helmet or something.
I believe that was actually a mod that they... I don't know if they straight up copied it, but one of the most popular mods for Doom 3 was like duct
Auto
taping the
flashlight, yeah.
flashlight to the gun so that you could see what you were doing.
Yeah, which is a thing that will sometimes that will sometimes be done by military people. They'll put a light on their gun. Guns are
Well, many guns are already have a space where you could optionally
Oh, yeah,
put a scope
guns
anyway
are-
for military use, so...
a lot
You
of
could
a lot,
design
a
a
lot of guns
flashlight
are
to put
designed
there.
for a hell of a lot of customization, but I actually I occasionally get like at work bits and bobs for gun owners, like a scope or a holster or that kind of thing. I've learned a lot more about that kind of stuff than I ever expected to working in a random warehouse. Okay, here we go.
I would love it if you could like lead this guy towards the edge and he just falls over like three floors.
It's something that could possibly happen, yeah.
Can you jump down from there?
No.
No.
Oh.
You break your legs.
I know, but that doesn't mean that
Well,
you
well,
shouldn't
well
be able
Claire
to
would
do
break
it.
her legs. Leon would be fine.
Zombies have
Yeah.
this tendency to just tumble over anything in their way. So
No. This is RE2 Leon. He doesn't have the grappling hook in his belt yet.
No, I'm more talking about how he jumps from the bell tower in the village and it's totally fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Leon.
that's because it's secret government training.
Secret government training does not make your knees better.
In Resident Evil, it does. But this is before he gets the government training.
What did they put like cyborg knees into him in order?
Yeah, he gets cybernetic implants.
he's rocking them Kai Lang legs. Ugh.
That's not unreasonable for this franchise. You realize?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Why are there bookshelves in the clock tower?
Because
better
it was
read.
a museum at one point.
Oh, you know what?
You
I
can
wouldn't be
move the
surprised
bookshelves.
if they had this stuff out like somewhere more public before it was a police
I
station.
mean, look,
And they
it
just-
looks like it was the encyclopedia set that Chief Irons bought, and I mean, who wants to move that whole thing out of here? Like, come on.
I kind of get the idea that like maybe those books were like in the library at some point, and when they converted it to a police station, they hauled the shelves and the books up into the clock tower where it was out of the way and just left them there, because like fuck, who's gonna use the clock tower?
Have you ever tried to move a bookcase? That's a massive
With
pain in the
or
ass.
Yes.
without books on it.
I have
Both.
indeed. I have
Both.
indeed because I had to move the stuff around in my room when I moved. And
Well,
Pro
yeah,
tip,
with,
you
with,
might
with, book,
think
with
it'll
books.
take less time to
No,
move
book
it with the
paper is
books
paper
in.
is heavy.
Take the books out. You will always save more
Yeah.
time.
It's like, I know you
Yeah.
want to just like get it all done in one fell swoop, but please take the books
Yeah,
off.
yeah. You definitely want to take the books off.
Like, I mean, I get it, you know. If you're watching this channel, you're probably a guy, and you like to feel big and strong. Take all the groceries up in one trip. I understand you, but
Don't
you're just
try
gonna
it with
cry at
books.
the end.
It's not a matter of proving masculinity; it's the principle of
Don't
the thing.
try it with books.
I want to make less trips.
Don't try it with books, okay? Books are literally wood, but denser. So, they're heavy. You'll throw your back out.
Made of
goddammit.
wood.
I like how someone stuck the small gear in here. Why? Why did you stick the small gear in here? It obviously doesn't fit.
Well, I mean, it was there in the first place.
Anyway. Well, I mean, someone stuck it in here before we got there, and we had to pull it out. Why did you put it there? Why?
That really grinds my gears.
It does, okay? It does.
In more ways than one.
Ah.
So why do we have to turn on the clock tower?
Because we need to get the bell to ring to knock down the platform on which the power panel part is. So it's not like an obtuse puzzle built into the environment. It's more like an incidental puzzle. Like the clock tower, so the guy who was repairing the clock tower left the parts up there, and we can't get them out without doing something.
Yeah, we can't get a broomstick to
Knock
push
it
the
down.
plank off.
Well, we could go
Or just
looking
see no
for.
reach through.
We could go looking for a broomstick, I suppose, but zombies.
And we're lucky it landed right in the same room as us instead of tumble all the way to the ground floor or something.
I thought like my immediate thought after solving this was like, Mr. X is on my ass right now because that was really fucking loud.
Yeah.
But he can't come in here.
Nope, the bell just rang on its own. Definitely no one's there.
Well, it is a clock tower. It is supposed to ring on its own.
You think Mr. X knows what a clock tower is?
Mr. X probably doesn't know that the clock tower was broken. I mean, why would he? Seems like an oddly specific thing to program into your bioweapon. Oh, the clock tower is broken, so if it rings, there's someone over there.
So he's not really a zombie. He was just.
He's a tyrant.
He's a
Basically,
tyrant. Oh,
okay, think of tyrants like this. They're basically Frankenstein's monster weaponized. Oh, god damn it.
So they weren't. So they're just pieces of a bunch of different people stitched together. Okay.
Well, I would say they're like...
Not quite.
They're more like a person who's been mutated and surgically altered to have a bunch of
Okay.
claws and...
Basically, someone was made like a mini version of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're dumb, they're strong, but
The version in Resident Evil 1 was a lot more grotesque. You could see, like, the obvious surgical places where, like, he doesn't have any lips anymore. That kind of thing. The version...
The beating heart in the
Yeah,
outside.
the version of this tyrant version is made to appear more human ? Because they want him to be able to somewhat blend in with populations while he's searching for a target, which is why he has this stupid
And
fucking hat.
What blends in better than an 8-foot tall trench coat wearing fedora wearing?
Well,
dude?
at least you can look at it in like.
Excuse me, Mr. Birkin. It's not 1952 anymore. People don't
Well,
dress
like,
like
okay,
this.
you can look at Mr. X from a distance, on like security footage or whatever, and think he's just a large man, which is probably why he's programmed to destroy cameras when he gets too close to them. That would explain that little quirk.
Kind of a different story though if he's in a beach resort.
No,
yeah.
unless if they have like a Speedo outfit for him.
No, no, he'd still be wearing the trench coat and the fedora.
Well, he could be wearing a trench coat, fedora, and a Speedo. Okay. Trench coat's
But on the
open.
outside?
Trench
Yeah,
coat's open. Okay, he doesn't have to button it. God.
is Mr. X a boxers or briefs guy?
Okay, I have boarded up all the windows on the first floor. Well,
Don't
except
ignore it, Lewis,
for
you have to answer the question.
I boarded up all the windows on the first floor except for the 4 windows in the area I can't get to as Claire, or at least not until Claire B. There are 4 windows over on that side that I highly recommend boarding up because they're between you and a fucking save point. So, yeah, that's a good hallway to secure. But
Ooh, a wheelie share. Get on it. Get on it.
what?
I can move even faster now for Mr. X. Whee!
I'm walking.
Stairs, no.
You get enough distance and he gets a chair of his own. It's like, fuck.
I'm walking all slow and creepily right now because I'm actually trying to not be chased by Mr. X.
X is just sitting at the reception desk. Yes, how can I help you?
So can he chase?
He has a Groucho Marx mustache on. Trying to blend in.
Hello, totally normal human. Have you seen any rebels from Umbrella's Will today? I would like to greet them and give them perhaps a very, very
A large
Very,
bonus.
very, very, very strong complimentary handshake.
Marvin.
Instead of like a big dramatic cutscene, your
Marvin,
character
you
will
could
just-
walk this whole time. Damn it!
Off to the chocolate factory we go.
So you also brought an Oompa Loompa.
And of course, Mr. X
A very
finds me
big
here.
Oompa Loompa.
But you know, I have to put Marvin down because like I wouldn't. Friends don't let friends wander around as zombies. You know.
And then X just squishes him.
Now here's the thing. This is the only zombie in the game where your character will give you direct confirmation that they're finally really dead. Claire will apologize to Marvin if he's dead. So as you can see, she didn't do that here, which means I didn't kill him. So I'm gonna have to do that later.
Again.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta put out Marvin out of his misery, but only part of the way. Actually, he's probably more miserable now because he's got
Yeah.
bullets in him.
You can miss Marvin. You can miss zombie Marvin in the in the A scenario because there's a chance that you just might not go through the main
Go to
hall
that.
again. But in the B
Yeah.
scenario, he will always be already a zombie when you get there, so you're gonna run into him there. It's one of those things where I kind of do wish they had put the zapping system in. Because, like, if you killed Marvin, say, in the A scenario, he might already be dead in the B scenario, which would be a nice little thing. One less zombie for Leon to deal with.
So Marvin meets up with both Claire and Leon.
No,
Or-
no. Oh, you only
Depending on A and B.
you only he meets up with whoever plays the A scenario.
Okay.
In the B scenario, he's always just a zombie when you get there.
Oh, okay.
Here is the map.
I'm just trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, there's the stuff in the private collection room, which is where I'm supposed to go anyway. I've cleaned out
And that's it.
everything
You're good.
else. Yep. Pretty much everything in the police station.
100%.
Alright. Oh, the large gunpowders, by the way, are worth hoarding because whenever you use them, it doubles the amount of ammunition you get from a given thing.
So for Leon, basically shotgun.
Yeah, the large gunpowders act as normal gunpowders though, so you can't make the ammo that requires
For the Magnum.
Yeah, you can't make Magnum and or submachine gun ammo with the large variant. It has to be handgun or shotgun or grenade gun.
So basically shotgun
Oh,
or grenade gun.
Yeah. Or a fuck lot of handgun ammo, which is good for the Matilda.
True.